Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Putri Nabila. I'm a student of the English study program, 6th semester, making this video to submit the final semester exam to the lecture and the social linguistic course. Here, I will explain about language variation. Slide 1. Definition of language variation. What is the language variation? So, the language variation are varieties of language that exist as a result of speech communities that have many or different social background. Language variation arises because of the diversity of language used by the spoken community. The use of variation can increase if the language is used by a very large number of speakers and in a very wide area or place. So can be concluded that language variation is a variety of language whose use or use is based on this function and situation. There are at least two variations of language chosen by speakers depending on factors such as gender, age, social status, and situation. Okay, next slide. Language function. Language currently has a function in everyday life. The most well-known main factor is the convey information that the interlocutor in conveying this information that speaker currently has function consisting of this speech. According to Halliday, the function of language are as follows: 1. Personal; 2. Regulatory; 3. Interactional; 4. Representational; 5. Imaginative; 6. Heuristic. Personal, namely language function to express attitudes towards what is spoken, and regulatory, namely regulating listener behavior. And this function it's not only make this listener do something age or say, but carries out activities that are in accordance with what the speaker planned. Interactional, namely that function of language as establishing relationship, maintaining them, showing feeling or of friendship or social solidarity. The experience used are usually patterned, such as what to say goodbye, when to meet, to talk about the weather, to ask about the family's holiday. Representational function. This refers to language as a tool for discussing object or even in the surrounding environment or its culture in general. Imaginative. We can use language to express thoughts or ideas, whether real or not, feelings and fantasies. Heuristic function is investigate reality, which can teach many things. With this function, someone can find something by themselves and can solve the problem the speaker want. Okay, next slide. Type of language variation. Number 1, a variation in terms of speakers. First, idiolect is a variation of language that is individual. Everyone has their own idiolect. This idiolect is related to voice, color, word choice, language style, and sentence structure, etc. The most dominant thing is the color of the voice. We can recognize the voice of someone we know just by hearing the voice. Okay, second, dialect, which is a variation of language from relatively large group of speakers who live in a certain place or area. The field of study that studies language variation is dialectology. Third, chronolect or temporal dialect, namely this language variation used by social group at a contained time. For example, to Indonesian variation on the 30s, 50s or noun. 4. 40. Socialect or social dialect, namely language variation relate to status, class and social class of the speakers. Okay, number two, variation in terms of use. Variation of language regarding its use or function are called functiolect or register is a language variation that concerns the language used by for what purpose of field. For example, journalism, military, agricultural, trade and education, etc. Number three, variation in terms of formality. Language variation are divided into five type of styles. Number one is frozen variety. Frozen variety is the most formal variation of language, which is used in practical situation. For example, in stage ceremonies, sermons, and so on. Number two, official variety. Formal style or variety is variation of language commonly used in speeches, state affairs, official meetings, correspondence, and so on. Number three, business variety or consultative. Business variety or consultative style is a language variation that is common in ordinary talks at school, meetings, or oriented talk result or production. Number four, related variety or casual. Casual language style is a variety of language used by different situations, informal to family or close friend, at time race, and so on. Number five, intimate variety. Familiar style or variety is a language variation commonly used by the speaker with whom they have a close relationship. This language variation is usually short and short clear. Number four, variation in terms of facilities. Language variation can also be seen in terms of the means or pet use. In terms of this can be called the existence of spoken and written variation, or also variation in language using containing means or tools, for example making a telephone or telegram. Okay, I think that it's for me, and thanks for watching. Wallahumma fiq ila aqwamit thariq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.